Hi, everybody. I'm Counselormsvee, and you're tuned in to Ask the Counselor Show. I have my special guest today, Murray Holman from the Stop the Violence Coalition. Hi, Murray. How you doing?
How you doing?
I'm good. I'm good. Let me just add this. Murray was one of the people that helped me do my first segment of the Ask the Counselor show, and I'm so grateful for that, Murray. So
How long
thank
was
you,
that?
thank you. Oh, that was years ago.
Oh
Now,
yeah,
what 3 or 4 years
yeah. You
ago?
graduated now.
Yeah, yep. Under the tutelage of Rob at the Apollo, great guy. So
Yeah,
great guys. So
great guy,
yep.
Rob. Yeah, great guy.
So how you doing, Murray?
Wonderful, wonderful. Just see, I got a suntan. I've been on the sun. Just came here to give you, talk to you and see what's going on and how we can pick each other's brain a little bit on the show.
Okay. All right. I want to go back because a long time ago, we talked about how the Stop the Violence Coalition was created. So can you tell me about that?
Well, in 2004, we formulated Stop the Violence Coalition because the homicide division in the city of Buffalo, murders were up almost like 90%. The numbers off the chart. We got together and we marched on City Hall. The mayor at that time was Masiello. The commissioner was Rocco Dino. And we had to say he had to leave because his department wasn't doing the job. So that was the birth of Stop the Violence Coalition.
Okay. Right. So, and that was, you said 2004.
Four.
Wow. So it's been growing and it's been getting bigger. And of course, it's been helping our community and people, black and brown people, and everybody. So I just want to thank you for that. What do Stop the Violence Coalition actually do?
We do so many things, numerous things. We actually have a program going right now, gun intervention program with the county. We're in partnership with the county. We're partnered with the Urban League, Stop the Violence Coalition, and we're partnered with the Department of Criminal Justice to keep young kids off the street, do the hours from 4 to 9. And they're working in various places, even here at the Apollo. They come here and learn how to do things like run, productions, things like that there as well. But the organization goes to all levels. We just don't stop in Buffalo. We are in Lackawanna. We are in Cheektowaga, Clarence. Wherever violence happens, we can go.
Okay.
In Erie
Yeah.
County and New York State.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And that's so important because we just had the mass shooting, and I just want to insert that real quick. How is that affecting our young people and the people in our community? Actually, that was May 14th at our Tops on Jefferson Avenue, right down the street from the Apollo Media. So can you kind of tell us a little bit about what's been happening and, with the community and the services that's out there?
Wow,
That's a loaded question, right?
you deep with this one. What it showed our community is that we are unified more than what we think. Violence happens all the time in our city, with gun violence and racial tension always been in our city. But what it did was open up Jefferson Avenue to all various types of community organizations coming together, and also have some bad apples as well that came here. I called it a circus because that's what I seen. After a while, now you walk down Jefferson Avenue, everyone is gone. So even this place here was used on a level of a hub, and it was tight, and it was like I was like, wow, it just amazed me how resources can come to this area and then all of a sudden they're not here. But
Yeah.
our community with our youth, that is the question that's being asked now, is to tell them that tell the story. Ask the counselors. Um, that's not going on as I see it
Yeah.
anymore in the community.
And I just too want to extend, I am going to start a community support. I am a counselor, a mental health counselor by profession. I have my master's degree, years under my belt. I'm going to do a community support Zoom for whoever, free of charge, for whoever want to talk about, just a support group via Zoom. I don't have a place that can do it that would probably hold that many. That's why I'm doing it via Zoom. But and regular counseling too, if needed. So.
Via Zoom. Why Zoom?
Well, I know I'm not gonna have a place to hold that many people. So Zoom, everybody's on their phone, everybody has the internet, so that'll can reach anybody everywhere. So if they want one-on-one, I can do one-on-one.
That's what we
You
want.
know.
We don't want
Yeah.
Zoom. We've been bombarded with Zoom so much that it really hurts our community. We are a hands-on community. You know, Zoom works in our favor. When it first came out, it was like great, 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 and now all of a sudden, everybody wants to do a Zoom meeting. You got 35 people on the Zoom meeting. Half of them either are doing something else, or they put their picture up and they're really not there. So I'm like, I've been noticing that, and this is in corporate America, not just
Yeah.
I'm dealing with our youth. But I'm like, okay, if they doing it, what do you think our youth are doing? The same thing. They might put their picture up. You be talking to them, they doing something else. So I think 101 works in our community. Boots on the ground, what you're trying to do.
Yeah.
And then the part that got me was doing it for free. And
Yeah.
I'm like, okay, we've been doing this for free for a long time in our community, and I've learned that you have to have resources in order to make this work. You get a staff, you get other people. Um, they can't always do it for free. Gas
Yeah.
is 70, $80 a gallon. I mean, for not a gallon, but to fill up your tank.
Right.
So if you're doing it for free, how you gonna support that? Ask the counselor. I'm asking you that. Yeah.
Well, I just this impacted me personally because Aaron Salter was my cousin. So that's why I would never turn anybody away. Everybody don't do regular traditional insurances, and that's why I said for free. And everybody may not be able to afford, so that's why I said for free, so I just wanted to put that out there that, that will be for free.
That part. Yeah.
That part
Oh,
will be for free. But if you want one-on-one individual intense counseling, coaching, I have a sliding scale that fits everybody needs. So I never turn anybody away. So
gotcha. I respect that part. I didn't know that it was related to you till now.
yeah,
You didn't tell me that, but my condolences to you.
thank you.
But there are funds that will not be charged to the person that's going through the counseling, through all the people that were here at the Apollo and up and down the streets. The governor's office, they're having funds available that can sustain you without you having to have the person that needs the counseling to pay for. That's what I'm saying there. So there are funds, and it's sitting on the table, and we're not taking advantage of all the money and resources that's coming to us
Right.
in our community. And then all of a sudden you see, quote, I hate to say it, other people, white folks, come into our community and benefit from us, and then we start complaining, how come we wasn't part of the plan? And it was
Right.
sitting there. So that's
Right.
the incubator that's on Jefferson Avenue,
Right.
off of Utica, is a resource place that now our folks trying to go to, but it's been there for so long. But we have to use those entities to make it work for us, so we can get the help that we need.
Exactly. So, okay. So we will gonna take a quick break, and in a few minutes, and then we're gonna get back to Murray and more of the Stop the Violence Coalition and what we can do in the community and what we can do in the community and to help each other. It's okay to need somebody to talk to from time to time, and that's why people are in counseling. That's why you got doctors. That's why you got, we all of these people in the community is licensed, is educated, have experience, and we are here to, help. So, like I said, it's we're here. We just want to move forward and just help each other out. So, I actually want to. I started open practice at 1515 Kensington by appointment only. You can have one-on-one sessions with me. I use a sliding scale for mental health counseling and coaching. Again, it's at 1515 Kensington. The zip code is 14215. It's at the Complete Wellness Center. My phone number there is 716-705-3889. Or you can look me up on my website, which is www.mentalhealthandchristiancounseling.com. And I'm on TikTok, Murray. I gotta get to the young people, so I'm on TikTok with the
Not on
mental.
TikTok. They done switched over to TikTok. Oh, no.
I'm on Instagram with Counselormsvee.
You streaming? You streaming? Right?
I don't know how to stream.
See,
We're gonna have to talk about that.
I mean, you got to get with the young kids. They know it all.
Exactly.
And they can. TikTok is old to us now.
Oh.
TikTok. Right?
Well, I had over 13,000
Oh, you
followers.
got a good group of people.
Yeah. So I did the Mental Health Minute, and in those segments I talk about depression for a minute or less, anxiety, just everything.
So are you advertising in our local papers, like the Challenger, the Criterion, and the Buffalo News?
Yes, I have advertised in the Challenger, and actually I've been talking to the lady. I'm sorry, I forgot her name. Alnisa. And we're supposed to be getting some community.
Frank Merriweather from the Criterion.
Yeah.
So that's a question. I guess when we come back, I'll ask you that question about formulating new papers and new stuff that needs to go out.
Yeah.
Talking about our new generation of youth in our community.
Absolutely. Yeah. So again, we will be. I guess we're going to continue on. So we are going to wrap it up, and we will be right back to the Ask the Counselor show. Again, I'm here with Murray Holman from Stop the Violence Coalition, and we'll be right back in a second. Thank you. Welcome back to the Ask the Counselor show. Again, I am here with Murray Holman from the Stop the Violence Coalition. So, Murray, we left off talking about the city of Buffalo. So, is the city alive or dead?
Great question. Alive or dead? I think the city's alive. I really think with all the events that's going on, usually, it just was more family. It was all kind of events going on, not just because of the situation that happened at Tops, but COVID had us locked down for a long period of time.
Right.
We didn't do our event this year. Usually I have an event. We feed over 2,000 families, homicide families. The cost has went off the charts.
Yeah.
To put on the event, it really has cost a lot of money with the volunteers, the manpower, the security, all that there. Juneteenth, I'm the head of security for Juneteenth. That went very, very well. One of the largest in the nation.
Yeah.
Then we had the Funk Fest just here, not even last week.
Yeah.
Big Rob thought he was a, Spike Lee of everything. Just being clear on that, But Marnetta Malcolm, she always says it's not her, it's the community. I
Right.
get that part. But then you had, our own celebrities here. Young folks did a concert downtown. I think that's what is their name? You know who they are?
No.
You don't know what?
I'm old.
Gabalia, is it Gazilia, whatever that group of
Oh,
people there, Benny the
okay.
Butcher and them,
Yeah.
they did a couple events here as well. Our youth, they're called the Lifesavers from Stop the Violence Coalition. They did a presentation at Kleinhand's Ballet. They're into
Okay.
violence. So it was live. Yes, not dead. Not dead.
Okay. So a lot of people have been talking about expungement.
Yes.
So can you elaborate on that?
Wow. What really happens is I can give you a person that really is keen on this. His name is Willie Stewart. He's now a retired sheriff
Okay.
with the Sheriff Reserves. I'm actually with the Sheriff Reserves right now. And Willie Stewart is really high on this expungement. It's like this. When they tell you young man is arrested or young lady, and they say, well, your record is expunged. When it means it's expunged, it means it's not supposed to be in your files anywhere. It's supposed to be, no one should be able to open it. No judge or anybody is supposed to be expunged like it never happened.
Right.
That's not happening because they can still open it up on federal levels or whatever and look and see what you were charged with, whether it was juvenile or whether it happened after you was 18. So that piece was there. When people see their records are sealed, they still can be open. Some jobs can open up your records and see
Okay.
that you didn't put on an application that you was charged with something. So they fire you, whatever. So we're working on that piece. Majority Leader Crystal People Stokes is working on having those marijuana charges dropped
Okay.
and expunged so they're not there. John Flint's office as well, this attorney's office, is talking about expungements. And I believe they got something that coming up real soon about talking to the community on how to get it expunged and off their records. Hard
Okay.
job, but what about the OGs that had it
Yeah.
on their records, all this marijuana? What's going to happen with them?
Right.
Yeah.
When you talked about marijuana, I want to ask you a couple of things about that. Now, a lot of people that suffer from anxiety or PTSD or whatever smoke marijuana, and they use that as a coping skill. But now we have medical marijuana, and I tell people, use the medical marijuana if that's what you need. You know what I mean? To help you move forward, because medical marijuana helps to
I like that medical marijuana piece.
medical
You roll it.
marijuana helps to calm you, and that of course you can do your coping skills like relaxation and meditation, or count progressive counting, or talk to a counselor, or blah blah blah, but you need coping skills to take home with you, and that medical marijuana can help you. You got a script for it. It's a prescribed substance. You know what I mean? You can use it, and you shouldn't get penalized for using that. So. And,
You talking on?
so this is
You hit me
this
with
is
some.
this is from a counselor's.
Yeah, that's a counselor view. I'm
Yeah.
talking about the hood view. Let's go here.
But
Because
some
script is hard to go get. First of all, most of our people don't go to the doctors to get a script. They're
right,
going to the same person they've been getting marijuana from a
Right.
long time ago. And I'm noticing a lot of dispensaries are starting to open up in the hood. It's red tape to get that.
yeah,
But they're opening. But American marijuana, for some reason, when I'm talking to people, they like, it ain't the same. It's not the same as, hitting a joint. Let's be
right,
being Rob just
medical
did, Rick
marijuana.
James thing, hitting
Yeah.
a joint. You know what I'm saying? The P-Funk thing, whatever.
Right.
Rick James and them constantly was talking about marijuana.
Yeah.
Cheeks and Chong marijuana. Now it's here. They were talking about, smoking. Now we got, taking an abstract and giving it to you, and a lot of people saying it's not the same. I guess it's mental a little bit. So that falls under you on the counselor part, right?
Well, I'm not. I know a little bit about it, but I'm not an expert in it. From what I understand, it's chemically made. Medical marijuana can help with pain. Medical marijuana can help with seizures. Like I said, medical marijuana can help with anxiety. Depending on what your ailment is or what your diagnosis is, you can get that marijuana to help you with certain things. Certain kinds of marijuana help certain ailments, if you will. So, like I said, I gave you my phone number. I have contacts that I can connect you with, and my email address, if you want to go that route. But, just the street drugs, you don't know what's in that. So you want to be careful in reference to.
How do, I'll ask you this question here. I have some young kids in our program that's using marijuana under the age of 16, that use marijuana. How do I get them to you?
Email me, mhcmsvee@gmail.com. Text me at 716-705-3889, and I can forward them to whoever they need to speak with. Ask me questions, whatever,
Thank you.
Okay. So, healing. Is our city healing?
How? Ooh. I don't know. I think it is, but I think we still have a long way to go. A very long way to go. It's a lot of smoke screen.
Yeah. I totally agree with you. And the reason why one of the reasons why I said Zoom is because I know people that have been impacted from the tops, and they're still scared to come outside. They're still scared to gather in places.
What about a young man that's just been shot at? His house just been shot up. He's still scared to come out the house. Young lady that got beat up at the mall, scared to go to the mall. There's so many elements to this thing. And Tops was a wake up for our community on that mass piece. But I have been to over 500 funerals and homicides throughout my career. And when you see families that's there the same way how it was over here, wanting to attack the police because that yellow tape is up and they want to get to their loved one, that can affect you. And I even mentioned it when I was on another show about what type of healing do we get? Let's go there. You was talking about healing. What type of healing does the activists get? Who do we talk to so we can go here and say, boom, now that I have your number, a one-on-one might come out of that. So that's great to know. But a lot of us don't get the healing we got. Everyone thinks we're invincible to what's going on there.
So, find a counselor, find a psychologist, and talk to that person.
And hopefully you don't ask the question, are you suicidal? That's the number one question to make black folks say, I'm not talking anymore.
But you know what? And I'm going to tell you this. That's what we need to ask. You know what I mean? Because quite frankly, the suicide rate in black and brown people, has skyrocketed. So we need to ask, do you want to hurt yourself? That's the first question I ask in session. That's the first question they teach us to ask, because we need to know, is there any lethality, or do you want to hurt somebody else? You might not want to hurt yourself. You might want to hurt somebody else. So that's pretty much the first and second questions. And as counselors, we have a duty to warn. We have a duty to protect you from hurting you. So we have to ask those questions. And it's not to, have the police or whatever come, and we just want you to be okay. We just want to see how far it's impacting you, whatever the trauma or whatever the thing is that's impacting you. So yeah, so I'm
That's
sorry,
good.
but that's
No,
what
no,
we need to
you
ask.
can't be sorry because you're giving it to me the way how we need to hear it in our
Yeah,
community, because that question is asked so much, and I understand it because of the data is there on suicides. Understand it. It's totally there. Um, Over gun violence is
right,
number one,
right,
number one, and so to hear you talk about it on that level is great. And so, would I feel comfortable, or would someone else that I recommend to you feel comfortable? I think they will have a better shot at it, especially when they can see it's coming from a person with melon, opposed
right,
to that person just sitting there going by the textbook.
right.
Yeah, yeah.
Yeah. So I truly want to thank you, Marie, for coming on the show again. Thank you for all of the stuff that you've done in the past with me. I actually presented Murray with one of the Father's Day awards
Hmm.
at my pre-Father's Day luncheon last year, and I do want to talk about voting. Vote, vote, vote. It is important. Your vote does count, and
We vote to make a difference. The key part, what we did last year, well, the year before that, before COVID, me and John Elmore and the South Violence Coalition, we teamed up with various organizations. We went on the block. We registered over 1,800 people in the city of Buffalo to vote. That was actually our summer campaign, and it really was tremendous to see people that's not registered, and then we took in 100 applications every week to vote. So that was a successful program. If you don't vote, then you don't have a say. And it really is falling down to that. I don't tell you who to vote for. I don't tell you what party you go for, but you need to register to vote.
okay. So thank you again, Murray, for coming on. Thank you for all that you've done for me in the past, as a producer, as a person in the community trying to help other people and make a change. I want to thank you for that. And I just want to thank everybody for tuning in to the Ask the Counselor show. I'm Counselor Ms. V. Thank you, and see you soon.